Bravo regrets giving 90% of the executive producer power to one person. That is nothing personal against Andy. That is just a business model. And sometimes in business, that is what happens. Trust me, I ran a whole business that I sold, and I'm running another one right here very successfully, very successfully. Sometimes it's happened in this podcast, and I'm not going to get into details, where you're going down a road and it's a money-making road, and you're like, shit, there's no future to this. So it's like, you don't want to say no to whatever that arm is, like giving 90% of power to this one person because it's making you so much money. But in the back of your head, you're always like, the cycle has to be broken. So I just think, of course, in business, they wouldn't do this again. I think it's like a lesson of what other networks should not do. And there's no offense to Andy. Anyone in your business, guys, that's not you, if you're a sole owner, hey, look what's going on with something about her. I mean, they're saying that the sandwich maker, what's her name, Janet, people have done research. Brock spoke out. He did research on the Vanderpump After Show that she owns the trademark. So, I mean, I don't even understand how that's possible, but that's type of stuff. People are like this and that. And we have guests here, guys. We love our crossovers once a month with Melissa Rivers. Just went to her house. She's coming back. We missed Melissa. We do our thing with Sarah. We have other people in the mix. There will never be somebody regular on this show. Numbers don't lie. You guys seem to listen to the Just David as much as everything else. And you never want someone to have that much control over your business. Period. The end. It's not a sustainable business model, a 5-year, 10-year plan. So look at something about her. I mean, the sandwich maker owns the trademark. To be honest with you, I don't even know what to say about that. I would actually close the whole business, honestly, because what happens if this is so successful? We're going to now have a New York City version. We're going to have a Beverly Hills version. We're going to have an Orange County, Chicago. I mean, isn't the goal to franchise and we go to Vegas and then you don't own it? I don't know. And I know like Tom and Tom have a percentage here and like they're the face of it. So maybe it works out. No one has a, it's might be fine for Ariana and Katie's lifestyle, but if I didn't own something in my business, I don't know, that would affect it. I don't know. I wouldn't be happy. We're also talking about the Valley on Patreon. I really am loving the Valley. It's not just Jackson and Brittany. I mean, Jesse is like really just dating this girl, and Michelle had a boyfriend, and all she cares about is fame and going down the hill to Chateau Marmont. And Janet is now speaking out that she thinks that Brittany and Jax, the real problem started when Jax said Brittany had a stroke and she didn't have it. There's so much going on, guys. This is like, oh God, how are we going to fit all this in? We're not. It's a quick hit. We cannot go past 20 minutes. These were supposed to be 8 minutes when we first started, FYI. So what else did I want to say about Andy has also spoken out. I'm just trying to pick the best things here. Andy has also spoken out about the fact that the whole In Touch thing came up because Andy has spoken out that BravoCon is not canceled because of him and all the lawsuits. Hey, at least he knows what people are saying. He said the plan was always to do it every other year. He was hoping we would take a break. Look, I'm tongue-tied. Bullshit as far as I'm concerned. It has nothing to do with the Olympics. No. It's just like I just talked on Patreon about the end of Namaste Bitches podcast. Teresa's podcast has ended. I explained why that ended. If something, well, I mean, it's not there. So where is it? We also have a DM from Melissa's co-host that she sent to one of our listeners that confirmed that it was ended. I just spilled coffee, but if something is making money, it doesn't end. So I don't even really want to talk about Andy's analysis of why BravoCon isn't happening because I call bullshit on that. Sorry, dude. Scheana Shay has spoken out and said that as she watches it back, Vanderpump, she is shocked at the faces Ariana is making. Girlfriend made a lot of faces this season, Scheana. Where have you been? She's defending her friendship with Tom Sandoval. Can I just say something? There are people that I'm friends with, like in the housewives world, not many, which don't want to be, that you guys don't like. They're one of the fan favorites. And I just would stand by my friends no matter what. So I mean, look, do whatever you want. I don't take it personally, but she's known Tom Sandoval for 15 years. He cheated, he screwed Ariana's good friend, and now it's over. I'm sorry. I think Scheana should stand by Tom Sandoval. I think she should be friends with both of them. And I hate when people do that. Like, your enemy is not my enemy. I've always said this. I believe this. I've gotten into things where I'm friends with conflicting housewives, or even if I'm not, I'll have someone on the show from Salt Lake that says something bad about this one, love that one on. It's just like I don't like that type of stuff. I like to treat each person how you treat me. As long as you treat me well, I don't want to know about everything else. I don't want to judge you. Really, it's not my I don't have the energy. So I think justice for Scheana. I think after 15 years, she's obviously going through it. She wants to be friends with Tom Sandoval. It's so obvious from watching the show. She wants to be friends with him, and that's okay. I mean, she's punished the guy and exited for a year and a half. It's time. A year and a half. Who cares exactly how long? Why can't you be friends with Ariana and Tom? I actually understand everything Ariana is saying too. Anything I say to you, I'm afraid is going to get back to Tom because you're speaking to both of us. Not really. I hear things from people all day that I keep to myself. It's Scheana can be trusted. And when she violates the trust, kick her out, Ariana. I don't know. I think Sheena's going through it. I think Lala is going to be the first one that really comes around. I think the Vanderpump Rules pause is good. I think we need to get over Sandoval. And like in retrospect, it's another one of those like, duh, David. Like when everyone from RHONJ came back, it was like, duh, of course. Why didn't I see this? Oh, I like the crystal ball wasn't working. Same thing with the pause. I'm like, how are we going to do another season? How? Keep filming right away. I'm like, of course, a pause. Duh. People will pause. Lala is getting more pregnant. Scheana will do this. Maybe she'll talk to Sandoval off air. Like it'll come back a different show. It'll just come back with other problems. I mean, is James going to break up with Allie? I'm convinced James and Allie are together forever. I think they're a great couple. Oh, recently on Vanderpump Rules, and then we really have to go. I thought it was great, the scene where, is anyone watching Vanderpump, where Tom Schwartz suggested to Katie that they have that they hook up this past week's episode where he said, come on, hear me out. I think like you and I should hook up. I'm like, oh man. And then Katie on the after show was like, in 20 years, 10 years, Tom Schwartz is going to realize I'm the one that got away. I'm starting to think these two might just be perfect together. Yeah, after all this, after all I've said about them. Um, I mean, I understand why Katie wanted to be treated a certain way and Tom wasn't giving it to her. I really don't fault anyone in that breakup. I could see why someone wouldn't want to date Katie. I could see why someone wouldn't want to date Schwartz. Hey, I could see 1,000 reasons why someone wouldn't want to date me. I gotta go. This was just a quick hit. But I think Tom and Katie, I don't know. I thought that was a really funny scene. And like maybe these two are just the two that are gonna get back with each other. I mean, watching Schwartz with Joe, and he didn't like Joe, and I know